Neo Tokyo. I'm guessing obviously you've managed to get the PCSX2 working okay, but it was crashing on the load screen for you originally, was it?
You made it.
Here you go. What? Hurry!
Good luck.
Thanks.
No, I didn't get that. That's funny, I'll have to look at that. So are we right in assuming Robot Factory is probably not going to be too different? No camera shot on Neo Tokyo. What do you mean by camera shot? Alright, pretty much same old, and I see what you mean, like the cutscene that we didn't get. Oh, this is very similar. I wonder if the Electro Tool will have any differences though. Should be the same. Fair enough. Do you know what the last level that they made was for TimeSplitters 2? I'm going to hazard a guess at like Chicago or something like that. Considering it still has differences like to this point. You don't? That's fair enough. everything so far is very, very similar. I think with levels like this, we're going to be looking at like the we're going to literally be looking at the setup files and like having to look at different nodes and things like that, or like different enemies appearing on different nodes, you know, things like that, different weapons or something. Because, yeah, at this stage, this is very similar. Still hoping this build will surprise us. I think it will. I mean, even seeing some of the little differences on Chicago, it's interesting. And the map maker with Gothic tile set and, you know, some different thumbnails on the arcade levels. And we've not gone through the arcade levels yet. You know, we don't know if challenge mode will have anything else either. But I do feel it's not going to be huge differences. Is it me, or is the... It might just be me. I feel like the laser gun's a bit more purple on its... the energy bar. Is that just me? Might just be me. Oh, it is more purple. I thought I was going colourblind. I always really liked this. Yeah, no alternative fire going on here. Say the bar for the electro tool looks, is it smaller? As in like stubbier? Not as wide? 5 different liquid ammo. Shouldn't there be something around here? Yeah, where the armor was what I was referring to. I wonder if you can put those little floating mines into Map Maker somehow. Because they're not bots, I don't think. I don't know why I always just did this. Extremely satisfying. Well, so far this is nearly identical, isn't it? What have we got after this one? So we've got Robot Factory. Is it just Space Station after this? And then it's, no. Space Station might surprise us a bit. I'm hoping it will. I can't even use the infinite ammo cheat because the bloody I don't have a single bit of ammo for it. Where's the last electro tool I could get? All the way back here. There we go. homing launcher. Now I think there might be a few differences with the homing launcher. I think it launches a slightly slower projectile. Let's grab it. And I think the homing launcher has a slightly different offset. Like it looks like it takes up more of the screen because it's pushed forward a bit. I might be wrong, but I feel we can see more of it. Right, we need to move the platform, don't we? I like the red effect. Oh, hello. That seems a bit weird. Did they just spawn in? 2 homing launcher sentry bots. I don't know if they should be spawning in at the exact same location. It looks like they're spawning 2 at first, not that time. Looking over there though, spawn 2 at once or something. Right, let's venture on and get through this. I mean, considering I was invincible, it did feel a bit harder. And if there's one thing Robot Factory needs, it's to be a bit harder. Right, now that should loop us back to here. I guess this might be interesting. See if there's any difference here. Okay, what have we got? Chassis bot. A chassis bot with a plasma auto rifle makes me wonder if these are meant to be storage splitters or something. What else is there around here? And the fact there's only one of them. Really even hold on to it there. Is that a scored? I don't think it is actually. I just feel like it should be a scored splitter. Well, so far this has been pretty straightforward. I didn't recall there being any storage splitters on this level, but I can't remember if they're actually in the box set. Oh, there's a time portal. Alright, there we go, level done. Robot factory down. Probably say that was one of the least... Well, apart from the fight scene towards the end, seemed a bit more intense. Before the boss. I guess now it's time for Space Station.
Oh,
You made it!
here you go. What? Get the crystals.
Alright, well, let's see if there's anything different with this. I don't think there's going to be. It's cool to see this. Just at least see some time portal.
Phase 1 confirmed.
All sound effects are pretty much the same.
Phase 2 confirmed.
What am I doing? Actually, the golems at the end of Aztec, they were a little bit different, weren't they? Because I thought they spawned in Because trapping that one in the door seemed a bit different.
Confirmed. Self-destruct sequence in progress.
I wonder if there's a bag placeholder at the end of this level. Yeah, it's very interesting actually, because we just go to the ship, don't we? I mean, I think the way it works is, you know, player reaches node XYZ or whatever, and like they might just not have any artwork for what appears at the end. I did press you, didn't I? Okay. Oh, there we go. That seemed really quick. And that door. Yeah, we'll have to see what the HUD looks like. Well, he's going to appear in here, isn't he? There we go. Alright, now this might be a little bit different. Still another Reaper around here. It's been a while since I've done Space Station. I think the last time I did Space Station was actually on the Homefront Revolution port. And there was a lot of really weird sort of graphical effects out here. I think one got away. Where's he gonna be? That all seemed pretty normal to me. Might be a few very minor differences, but nothing too major. A lot of enemies. I can't remember if there was always these many. Yeah, it's weird to think the last time I actually played through TimeSplitters on story mode, like somewhat properly, was Homefront Revolution. Right, I've not used the minigun yet, so let's see if there's anything different with that.
Self-destruct
They're making the noise? This is weird. It feels different, but I don't think it is. It's like the muzzle flash isn't as bright or something. I can't describe it. It feels like it's not as punchy. I swear the muzzle flash is a bit dimmer. I guess all we've got left is the ship at the end. That might be the only thing that's got any difference, if anything. I'd say the minigun looks pretty standard. Have a quick look around here. They're obviously a bit not set up properly.
30 seconds.
No back base or anything strange going on.
Self-destruct in 20 seconds.
Nah, nothing too different. Maybe there's something different with the ship, but...
Self-destruct in 10 seconds.
Well, that's it, and now all we've got left is the final cutscene, so I'll have a very, very quick look at some of the Arcade League and Challenge Mode stuff, but I'll probably call it. I've been streaming for nearly 2 hours, 40 minutes, just sort of toying around in story mode, but I've got a good enough idea of what's different and what isn't, but let's watch the final cutscene anyway.
Time to get out of here.
Well, there you go, there's TimeSplitters 2 beta version, August 28th. Probably say it's about 0.5% different. To be fair though, I think we knew we were not going to get something like massively different considering the date of this build. And I'm just very grateful, and you know, a big thank you to the people who actually put the money up and bought it. Do we know actually who put that money in? Was it members of the community that we know of? Was it anonymous or like what? Because you know, obviously big thanks to those people and Hidden Palace for getting it out there. XJR 9000, is that MLK or MIK? Can't quite see from here, but if those are the people who did it, then thank you very much. I'm glad it was fun to watch, but there's still quite a lot more to do. You know, we're going to have a bit of a peek at some of the arcade maps and whatnot. See what's going on with those. We can do that now, actually. Yeah, I'll get to pack exploring. I just don't think we're going to find anything mega different. What will be good is when I can compare the level setups and things like that to, you know, like retail versus this game, and that's when you'll be able to see the full differences, like how many bots do spawn in the level as opposed to retail, compare weapon statistics and things like that. But I'll get to work on that in a bit and see if there's anything really fun. But what I should do once I finish this is I'll have to pop this cheat table up so anyone using PCSX2 can at least get invincibility and no clip working. I don't think there's much to see even using no clip. So I tried pain in the neck. We know that's a bit different. Infiltration was the same. And these are locked. I'll have to figure out how to do the unlock cheat actually. Let's have a quick look at some of the arcade maps. So you'll notice that some of the thumbnails are different, so I'm pretty sure that's a different training ground thumbnail. I have to go. Thank you very much for watching, Soundwave. It's always a treat when you can join because you've got a bit more knowledge than me, especially when it comes to like the making of the game, so you can put a few facts out there. Thanks for watching, Soundwave. Let's take a look at some of these levels. I mean, that's obviously very different thumbnail there. Let's take a look at streets. I think those are the only weapons that we didn't see. We saw everything else, I think. I mean, we'll have to see if there are any like debug, not debug, but like beta weapons or anything like that. Is there anything different on the music? Tokyo, I guess. Did I check if X-Ray Skeleton and John Vatic preview images were different or present at all? I've not gone into any of that stuff. What I did do was I quickly found a few common memory addresses, like for invincibility and whatnot, and checked the offset from like one cheat table to another. Some of it ported over fine, some of it didn't. But once I get some of the character statistics and things ported over, that shouldn't be too... I can start like enabling things like that and we can have a look and see what differences there are. But we'll get there. Now, it might just be me, but on the actual preview of the character itself, I can't tell if it's... like, something looks different about it. I don't know if it's the lighting or if they're a bit closer to the camera. It might just be me being a bit stupid, but something seems different about the character select. Yeah, I'm glad I'm not the only one. 100% the lighting. It's just a bit bright, really, I think. They're not closer to the camera, are they? Even by like a tiny bit? Is it just the lighting making them look bigger? Let's take a look around the level and see what's going on. I'll put no clip on as well. Now the rocket launcher, we've not seen this yet. Might be a little bit further out. If it is, I can't tell massively. What music's actually playing? I mean, I put it on random, but... Oh, more! My favourite level. Is there going to be a big Radburger sign? No. It seems very... It's pretty much identical, isn't it, to even like the location of this and everything. Alright, let's try a different level. I think Compound's not going to be very different. Check out the helicopter, but... Now, is it me? Because I swear whenever I've been on this level in TimeSplitters 2, you can't see the helicopter, you can just hear it. And it's because they've put the weather effect so low, it actually... you can't see it. If I go a little bit higher... where is it? It should appear. Maybe I've got to be at a very particular height. Yeah, that's weird. I just know that normally I don't see the helicopter. Oh, there it is. But when you're on the ground, you don't see it. You might see the lights for it, but like clips out underneath the weather effects. So whilst it's there, you never actually see that it's there. Alright, let's get into the TS2 maps. Mission, see if there's anything different going on here. I think it's part of TimeSplitters like culling effect, but I think it's to do with the cloud layer being a certain height, because there are weather settings that sort of determine where your clouds will be and things like that. It's looking pretty final to me. I think think without being too hasty, this is probably very, very final. At first glance, I'd say so. I think we're going to have to be really digging to see any major differences. So with that in mind, I'm going to go to the next level. I might quickly try and fudge the menu so I can go to the maps that are locked. In fact, let's just get that out of the way now. Okay, let's just quickly find out. The streets should be 13 or 11. Yeah, I don't think we're going to find any massive changes, to be honest. But we'll have a quick look, and I'll probably call it in maybe 10 minutes. Okay, so delete you. Cool, so I should have alright, cool. I've just found the menu value so we can change what level we're on even if it's locked. So let's try Chinese, see if that works. Be interesting to see what differences there are on the disc though, like if there's any extra pack files in the arcade or story folder. Just out of interest. L65 AR pack. Right. L65. That would be Scrapyard Assault or Scrapyard smaller version. In fact, it's the smaller version of Scrapyard. So without the big interior section. If you download on the Discord, if you download on the TimeSplitters modding thing on the TimeSplitters modding thing I've done, there'll be a little reference file in the zip folder, and that should have it'll have all the level IDs and things. It's a work in progress, but there's quite a bit of information in it. One interesting thing, if you play one of the Future Perfect builds, like one of the promos, there's a few of them now, and you compare, there's like a TimeSplitters, there's a Chinese like 2.5, and it's a bit of a mixture of like TimeSplitters 2 and TimeSplitters 3, so it has that extended corridor area here, but a lot of the details are still from TimeSplitters 2. You'll see they've not changed this. Different down here. It's probably really placebo-y. I swear there's a bit of TimeSplitters 1 texture work here. Like some of this, is this how it is in TimeSplitters 2? The infamous red pipe. They have their own AI, so they don't like stream exactly the same. Something feels a little different about this, but it's probably me being a bit wrong. Especially that. I swear that's removed. Ah, 1 second. What am I changing? I'm changing something. Not that. Okay. Ah, we're getting serious now. Oh, there are definitely differences here. Not here, I can't... I could have sworn that was different. I swear some of the textures in the bathroom are different, though. Maybe not. Oh, pretty much the same. I've got two versions of the game running at once, which is why there's a bit of strange music going on. Nah, it's pretty much... Nah, it's the same. Very, very close to. Maybe a bit of difference with the bathrooms. Ignore the weird punching walking around. Okay, so that's the final bathroom. Let's check. Nah, I don't think there's a great deal of difference. I don't know what version of the game I'm actually running now. I think I want to resume this one. Yeah, this is it. Have you counted each of the plates on the shelf? I haven't. And I'm not going to. Let's see if Ice Station has anything different. So that isn't different. I thought Training Ground had a different thumbnail. Alright, let's see if there's anything different with this. Probably going to say there's not much difference going on. So you said something that was missing in the proto was L65, and that was one of these scrapyard levels, so maybe we should try loading one. So the small scrapyard doesn't appear. That's interesting. We've not unlocked scrapyard, so trying to load it could be a bit different. But difficult. Chasm. Which is Chasm? 56. I'll be honest, I'm not super excited for this level. Are those wall plates the same? I think there's going to be a lot of me asking if something is the same or not. I think Chasm's a little bit forgettable, sadly. That's probably why you might not recall. So let's try loading 46. So this is the big scrapyard. Nothing majorly different. And you said 65 didn't appear. So what happens if we try to load it? We're going to crash the game or what? Alright, so small scrapyard doesn't exist. That's a difference, I guess. Really don't know what we'd expect to see different with this level. So far looks pretty similar. And by pretty similar, I mean like identical. I think most of the differences are going to be in configuration files and things like that. And listening to TS music whilst exploring. It's a good soundtrack. I mean, the levels are pretty, the levels are nice and detailed and colourful, so it's not the worst thing in the world. Maybe we can make it a fully immersive experience and, where is it? There we go, no more HUD. But I don't think we're going to see anything too radical. Try a different level. What haven't we tried that's available in a nightclub? Could be good to try. Can't you use VR with Dolphin? Actually, let's try Circus. I have a weird feeling about Circus. The background area, is that different at all? Might be a tiny bit. I actually find, it's really weird, there's quite a lot going on in the background of Circus. I mean, it's all very like hollow and, you know, culling and things like that. But it's pretty interesting to see it. To be honest, what's this, a 3-hour stream? I don't know if I can even download this, to be honest. To put on YouTube, it's not the biggest deal in the world. The VOD will survive. But yeah, there's a lot going on here. You got buildings over there, you got big hills, big bridge going on. How different it is to the final game, I'm probably going to say not at all. See. I've done a no-clip ages ago on it, and I was like kind of excited just to look around, but it was a long time ago, so it's not fresh in my brain. So if you reckon it's the same or similar, I'll believe you. Here's one thing I want to quickly try. Oh, just crap. Oh no. Now, there's a thing to change the game view. No, nothing majorly different. Alright, let's try another one. We'll do nightclub. What is that? Nightclub is 43. Whoops. Wonder if any of the debug other features still work. So the only other thing that might be still going for this build is like debug features which weren't removed. I don't think that's going to be the case. It looks like all the props and everything are in the right location as well. So to see that kind of detail, to see all the items like on the correct nodes and being so similar suggests to me a pretty high-end, pretty sort of later finish. Where's the master bedroom? Or the, I don't know, the master suite or whatever. going to say nightclub's the same. What's left on the list to take a look at? So we've got Robot Factory. Done Scrapyard. I guess Training Ground would be the next one. What's going on here? That seems a bit different. Does it normally pan that quickly? Let's have a look. Is there anything obviously different? Nothing major. I wonder if the waterfall glitch still works. Not that it matters here, when I can go out of bounds whenever. I'm honestly not going to be able to know if a rock formation is different, but... Good chest look. I think. What's left? I'm getting to the end of it now. Compound, street, site. I mean, I really don't think there's going to be much different with site. It must be a PlayStation one. TimeSplitters one, direct port. That's a good theme to play. Pretty much what we expected. What's left? Clutching at straws, I think. We could try like Wild West and Siberia and everything, like the levels we can't select, just to see. We want to do either 41 or 64. I think 64 is the arcade version of Robot Factory. Let's take a look. It is. We already know that Robot Factory is pretty complete. Let's check out Wild West Arcade. I will do that in a sec, so I'll do some of the levels you can't normally do. I didn't think this loaded in Arcade Robot Factory. I thought after this door it was completely black. Which is interesting. Is there more going on in this level? There might be, actually. Maybe not. We'll do Wild West next if you want. I can't remember if in the final game the boss room renders or not. But I know the whole level's not there. Like, that's for sure. no click towards the boss room when you take the high road, and it was there just very quickly. That's cool. Do you, I'm assuming people interested in Future Perfect already know how to, like, no-clip, using, like, Cheat Engine or the action replay codes and things like that. Because if not, I've got a very quick table that can do it for you. And I've done it for some of the preview and promo builds as well. If I've still got the files, I'll put them on the Discord. But it seems like people who are into Future Perfect, they're pretty well sorted when it comes to that. Right, Wild West. What number is that? 32. So Wild West does spawn or work. Wild West, even in the final game, was quite well put together. I think it was missing a few bits and pieces, but nothing major. Like all the locations, it looks like Wild West was really meant to be ready to go. Nothing spawns out here, so I'm assuming the idea would have been to maybe block this off at the tunnel, because it's a nice arena in that bit there. Maybe even block it off just here or something. To be honest though, this whole map isn't too bad. It actually would make for a pretty good arcade map. Maybe we should do that at some point. Finish up the level setup for it and enable it properly. Hey Jude, welcome back. I'm guessing you've had a... What's the time now? Oh, it's been a fair while, so you'd have had a good sleep. I was sort of going to end this stream not too long ago. We did all of story mode, and we've just started knuckling down on the arcade levels. But I'll be honest, we're looking at like a 99% similar build, with only a few very minor differences. So on the story mode, honestly, the changes was really minor. We're talking like a few extra props here and there, but really small. It's still fun to see it. I mean, look, it's an excuse to play through the game again, isn't it? But I mean, I'm expecting this to work on some ways anyway, because it's used in Arcade League, isn't it? There's nothing really all that exciting going to be here. Actually, with the file patcher that Fiskets made, I could enable this for multiplayer and put the level setups I did in one of the videos in it and just send the patch file over, and it would literally be like a, I don't know, less than a kilobyte, and people would be able to play this with actual arcade settings. So you could play like Capture the Bag or Bag Tag or something. That could be quite fun. But we're sort of, the last level to really look at is going to be Notre Dame, I guess. And that's really not made for arcade. I don't know why there's even an arcade for it. All the weapons spawn on one pickup. Maybe we'll see something different. But if I recall, in one of the rooms coming up, all the weapons sort of spawn together. Do you think that would work using the X-Link car, using the land setting? So forgive me for what I'm about to say. I've never used... Yeah, everything's still here. I've never used X-Link Kai. So is it kind of like Hamachi or something? I know what people use it for, I don't know how it works. But as long as people have exactly the same files, I can't see why it wouldn't. I mean, my sort of goal would be that any mods that are made, so I'll be updating the mod side of the Discord at some point soon. I'm going to put Fiskit's file patcher on there as one of the main tools. Maybe have a very brief explanation of how to use it. But I'm pretty sure if two people have used that to patch their ISO files and they're identical, I can't see why they wouldn't work. But in saying that, I recently did I burned a modified ISO to a CD that works perfectly in PCSX2, but when I put it on the test PS2, it crashes when I try to load a level. So I can't like guarantee. Emulates a network. It might be like a Hamachi type program. I mean, I should probably jump on it at some point. I'd like to play some TimeSplitters online with people, but it would be really cool if we could get the file patcher more known about and people were more aware of how to patch game versions, and then we can get Siberia working and Wild West working. Because we could easily add capture the bag to Wild West and just pop the bags at, you know, one end of the map and the other. And putting bag tagging would be super easy. I know people do play TS2 online, so I have to look into it really. But I'm sort of focusing a little bit on TimeSplitters 1, doing custom story maps at the moment. I really want to get that out there, but I did try, on one of the streams I did a while ago, we got Warzone working on story mode. I saved all those changes to an ISO file. Works perfectly when I load it in PCSX2. Fiskits loaded it, and it worked perfectly fine as well. When I loaded it on actual genuine hardware, it loads the level, you get the music for Warzone, but it doesn't actually initialize the level. Which is a shame. I've had very small mods working on actual hardware. Right. There must be something I'm forgetting. Some level I'm missing out on. Hospital, of course. And Hangar. Let's try. Hangar might have a few differences. It's got a lot of moving objects and things like that. We'll check those out before I clock off. Alright, so we get moving crates and things, don't we? Still seems to work fine. Seems pretty much the same. I'm gonna have to look at the disc. And, can I do that now? Have a quick browse of it and just see what's going on. Hey Crit, thanks for joining. Sort of joining right at the very end really, but there's been a few very, very small differences. Nothing that's going to sort of blow anyone away. And it's all very minor. I think this is going to be a case of, you know, we're literally going to be boiling it down to comparing weapon reload rates and level setup files and things like that at this rate, but yeah, I don't really know what we were expecting. I think we were hoping for a lot more than what's in here. Still a few noticeable things. The map maker, I can show that now actually. Let's quickly check Hospital. I don't know if there's much point, but let's have a quick check. Where is it? 45. Like if I show you the map maker, you'll see a few very, very minor differences. Alright, let's quickly check this out. But I don't think we're going to find a secret level or, you know, a never seen before weapon type thing. It's all very, very similar at this stage. Actually, this is a stupid thing to suggest. I've put the music on random. In the retail game, can you normally get the game over sequence on random? It seems like a weird thing for them to allow you to pick. You can? If you can, I mean, it's not the biggest change in the world, is it? I was just curious. I'm gonna see if I can load the ISO on a Daemon Tools or something and just actually see what the contents look like. Oh, you can get the main theme on random. I didn't know that. Alright, let's just... I'm going to quickly browse the disc contents. Have a look. So story has Compound, Streets, Chicago, Wild West, Notre Dame. Everything's pretty normal. What about arcade? Streets, Compound, Site, Chinese, Wild West, Hangar, Notre Dame, Ice Station. So the only difference I'm seeing is it is missing a small version of Scrapyard. And a weird version of Aztec is missing actually, level 29 or 28. Yeah, there's 2 levels missing in the arcade folder. And that's literal, that's pretty much it. We'll quickly take a look at Map Maker. I mean, there's going to be... there's going to be a lot of really, you know, minor tweaks and differences when it comes to Arcade League and Challenge. There might be slightly harder or easier requirements, but that's going to be a case of... I can check the requirements for each one, but that's going to be such a minor difference. You know, a badass bus pass impasse might have 2 seconds more leeway or something. So, what do we actually care about? We care about this. You can use Gothic tileset. So that's enabled by default. It might be possible to look at how they've set that up and put that into the retail game through a mod. But, I mean, we have seen this tileset before as well, so... Although, is that missing something? Can't quite tell. It's a shame, I really like the Gothic tile set as well, actually. I do have the... Someone gave me the... They called it the binaries, but I guess it's the ELF files for 1.1 and 2. But I guess the main thing would be popping it into... I'd have to have an ISO for 1.1 and 2 and just see what the differences are in memory. Do you have any ideas whatsoever the differences are? Is it like a bug fix or something? Is it the difference between NTSC and PAL? I'm going to assume like the version 2 is like on the Platinum release perhaps. Because it's not unheard of for Platinum releases of games to have very minor bug fixes in them. If you look at this actually, you'll notice these aren't normally blue. Actually, health and armor, I've seen different strings for these. There's a different in the ISO file size. I'll have to have a look. I'll have to have both ISO files and I can have a bit of a comparison. But if you can get, say, an NTSC version of 1.10 and an NTSC version of 2, that'd make it really handy. Or like a PAL version of version 1.1 and version 1.2. Right, NTSC doesn't have Platinum. Interesting. So it was an NTSC release. That's the same. So I noticed with game logic I couldn't do anything here. Like I can't add anything. The other thing as well, if we load a map, all the sample maps, these are TimeSplitters 1 maps. And it doesn't actually load anything in, from what I can tell. But I mean, I'm very much in a TimeSplitters 1 mood at the moment, so I'll be very interested to take a look and see if I can see any differences. You could put the, I think I did this even like a week ago or a few days ago. You could put the ELF files in a HXD and look at the comparisons. I did that, and there was quite a few, obviously, because it's looking at literally the byte changes. So imaginary differences. If you could maybe message on Discord, maybe where I could find a link to both versions, I'll have to have a look. But apart from being able to get Gothic tileset, I can't see much of a difference going on here. Yeah, more than happy to. When you asked the other day about, what was it, bots on Chinese, I'll have a look on that for you as well. I started looking on that today, so basically the game will say there are 56 NPC, or it's actually 57 NPCs in this map, but that will have, so there'll be a list of 57, and then if you go through the list individually, it will tell you, it's bot 1, bot 2, bot 3, it spawns on easy, normal, hard, or all of them. So there might not truly be 57, there might be 54 on hard mode, and it swaps a few in and out for easy and medium, and maybe changes locations. And then there's another thing called spawn, like spawn information, which will sort of, I'm trying to think of a good example. Say if you were to play Mansion and you disabled all the spawns, the zombies at the start that spawn won't be there, but the pre-placed enemies would be. So you've got to add them all up. But there's nothing stopping me, it'd take me a bit of time, but there's nothing stopping me boiling it down entirely and telling you, bot 1 from 57, these are the exact areas they spawn, the exact weapons, the exact AI state. If you use PCSX2, I'll send you the files are actually on my Discord. I can help you with how to use them. How you figured out the Chinese chef in the bathroom was a spawn enemy. I'm pretty sure when you... So just before you enter the kitchen, there's that little room where you can either go to the bathroom or the kitchen. An NPC, I think either one or two, depending on the difficulty, will spawn and attack you. And from what I can tell, I'd have to have the whole thing opened up in an emulator, and I could go through it and tell you. Off the top of my head, I can't quite remember, but I'm not entirely sure how TimeSplitters themselves spawn. There is an there's basically a part of the game that says, has the player picked up the thing? If so, spawn TimeSplitters, because it seems they can spawn on particular nodes. But there are 8 spawns for Chinese. But if you fire up PCSX2 at some point, and you've got NTSC TimeSplitters 1, I can run you through how to use the file. It would actually be quite helpful to have someone else go through the files with me as well. But yeah, from what I can tell, we sort of got to the end of looking at the differences on this build. What should I do? I should... That's not a problem, happy to do it. Might save me doing a few things myself, perhaps. Right. Let's make something for people to use. Change that. I think that works. It might just be easier to give people what they want. Right, I've made a very, very basic cheat table, which I'll pop on the Discord, so people who want to get into the beta build, they'll have the ability to be invisible, disable collisions or enter no-clip mode, have infinite ammo, or unlock every door. I've got hotkeys for them all as well, so I'm going to upload that to Discord now. But I'll probably make that the end of the stream. It's been a 3-hour, 40-minute stream, so that's the longest I've ever done, and I'm going to have a rest and let other people do some digging for me. So thanks to everyone who watched, and I'll see you next time.